If you've been thinking about starting to do container gardening this year, but you're not sure what you might get from small containers, then check out this re-edited video that we did last year, where we planted multiple lettuces in a container of only that size. So taking no space up whatsoever, hardly using any compost. And you'll see exactly how many plants we put in this little container and what we got from it as well. Check this video out. Doing another little bit of container planting today. It's a bit blustery outside, so we're back at greenhouse again. Got these £1 tubs that I always mention to you, but I've drilled more holes in the bottom, because if you don't, these aren't very good at draining with just those 4 little holes. And what we're going to do in this container is we're going to plant some little gem lettuce. I grow these every single year because basically, especially when you're doing container planting, they're perfect. You can put about 8 plants in this if you wanted to, and it's not a big area. So I'm going to get a bit of compost in here and then we'll sort them out. And as always, when you're putting things in containers, you want to make sure you add a little bit of fertiliser, because they're going to be staying here until you harvest them. So I like to pop in a little bit of fish blood and bone, and then just kind of mix it into the soil. So now we'll just top it up, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a press down. We'll just mark out how many lettuce we can get in this one container. I'm thinking possibly 8, and I think 8 is going to be alright in here. The whole point of growing these little gem lettuces, for me personally, is because it's a romaine dwarf lettuce. So it doesn't grow into a big hearting lettuce, it will grow into kind of that shape. It's more pointing up than it is spreading out. So I do it like this, because you can, as it grows, just take these leaves, harvest the leaves, then let the leaves regrow. But because it is such a tiny plant, you'll only be able to do that so many times before you actually exhaust the plant. But that is one option that you can do with these lettuce. So if you're putting 8 plants in a little container like this, you've got quite a lot of leaves to go at as they're growing. Or if you want to do like what I do, I wait until they start to heart up a bit, and then I'll just cut the entire thing, and I'll take a little baby lettuce, and just one of these, once it's started to heart up, is plenty for a salad. And you've got 8 to go out in this area. So we'll get these planted in now. And the thing is, when you're planting lettuce, always plant them deep. It'll make for a more stable plant. So let's get the rest of these in now. So that took about a minute and a half, and we've got 8 lettuces growing in this little container, watered, already fed, now ready to be putting out into his container garden. And they'll grow perfectly well in this tub, because lettuce are shallow rooted plants. And then all we need to do is decide what we're going to do with them. Shall we take the leaves, or shall we wait for the heart? We've got this one that we planted up with lettuces to grow on, and they've come on really well, and they've started getting quite big now. So I'm going to take one of these as well, and I'm just going to cut it off at the base, and then we can just take the whole thing. And it's a really good looking lettuce. And as always, any dead leaves at the bottoms, take them away, otherwise you're going to attract snails. Just try and keep your plants as clean as you can around the base. If we'd have wanted to, we could have just left these in and just pulled off all these individual leaves and then left it to grow a few more. But because I wanted a quick salad, we decided to take those. Now this can go back outside and grow a bit more. And all these plants have all basically just been outside in container garden, just placing them in various tubs and pots to grow on. And obviously, because with things like lettuce, they're a favourite to slugs, we put these containers raised up, or we fix them to the wall so that you always get a good, nice, clean lettuce when you come to harvest them. And now we've started actually harvesting these plants, we're going to start and fill all these tubs back up with a little bit of compost. You don't even need a lot, just half the depth to start these little seedlings off, and you can get a lot of plants in these little containers. And then we just prick them out and grow them on. So I can start now sowing extra spinach, lettuce, basil, beetroot, and then I'll have that continuous supply of fresh, homegrown salads all year long. So you can see from that video that planting all that lettuce in a container of that size was definitely worthwhile. And because we use those little gem lettuces, they grew perfectly fine and nice and compact together as well. So if you have been thinking about starting a container garden, now you know exactly what you can achieve from such a small space. If you want to see more videos we're going to be doing all the way through season, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time. Take care.